Hey everybody, welcome back to The.American.Bikers. We're, I guess, how is that Forrest Gump said that? It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah. I figured I'd come on here and talk about progressive shocks. This story kind of starts in North Platte, Nebraska, because I ordered some progressive shocks. I'd gotten a hold of some people, and I talked to them on a chat, like one of them freaking almost like a messenger type thing down at the bottom. And they suggested I get the progressive 412s. Well, we all know I've got a 2017 Ultra Limited, and so I bought those shocks. I put them on there. And no matter what I did, I could not get those shocks adjusted right. It felt like the bike was a hardtail all the time. It'd go down so far it would rub my exhaust pipe, which I found out that my bike had a 2-inch lowering kit on it, which it wasn't supposed to have. And when it went into service to Harley, they took those off. That did help, but it still rode like a hardtail, and there was something wrong with that, and I knew it. So we went to Sturgis this year, which everybody also knows. And by the way, if you're a return subscriber, welcome back. Appreciate y'all. Y'all are the reason this channel's still going. And if you're new, please think about liking, subscribing, and leave a comment. I read all the comments, like I've said, but we appreciate y'all, and no matter who you are, we appreciate you being here, and thank you for watching. But while we were in Sturgis, I went out to the Harley Davidson in Rapid City, if you go to Sturgis, you know what that is. That's exit 55. That's where all of the vendors go. That's if you need something and you're looking for some good upgrades to your bike, go out there and walk around. There's something for everybody in there. Even the Trask turbos, those are there. But I walked over and I went up to the progressive tent, and I got talking to them, and I told them, I talked to somebody on a chat, and they suggested that I put the 412s, and he goes, what chat did you talk to? I said, I guess it was progressive, or I thought it was, and he goes, we don't have a chat. And I was like, really? I said, so, he goes, and those are not the shocks that you need to have on your bike. I was like, well, great. I said, so what are these going to do to my bike? And he goes, well, they're not good for it. I was like, I said, well, I ain't got the money to buy shocks now. I bought those, And he goes, I can't give you nothing for free. He goes, but, there's a guy that knows a guy that tells me I'm pretty high up on the food chain, so I can work you a deal. I was like, okay, what kind of deal? And he turned around, this guy, and he goes, go in and work up a thing for him for 30% off. He goes, how's that sound? I said, let's see how it turns out. And he looked at me and he goes, those are the shocks you need. And they're the 444s. He goes, those are what you need on your bagger. He goes, them are touring shocks. I was like, okay. And now, grant you, this says something for Progressive's customer service. He did not in any way, shape, or form have to do this at all. But they stand behind their stuff, and they think they feel their customers should be happy. And my little brother's got progressive shocks on his Ultra, his 01 as well. And they're the 444s too. So I never did look at them or see them or nothing else. But the guy came back, and it was a pretty good deal. So I said, okay, well, and I called Dusty and talked to her about it, and, you know, and the money or whatever, and what we had, and she said, well, are they going to be better for the bike? And I said, yeah. I said, they're what we need on it. I said, it should change the ride totally, like night and day. And it did. So I went ahead and I bought them, and they put them on, no charge. They installed them, and yeah, that bike rides like night and day. But yeah, I'm gonna have another video about that Saddleman seat, because yeah, there's a lot of things that people don't tell you about those too. Also, so I mean, basically that all turned out good. I mean, I couldn't say anything better about Progressive. Their customer service is great. They take care of people, and they're great shocks. I wish I had the ones up in the forks, the Progressive ones up in the front forks. So then it would be a complete set, and that bike, I can't even imagine how that bike would ride then. I mean, that would be like, wow. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't be happier with that. You know, Progressive. If you want to deal with somebody, and there's some good quality shocks, they're good. That's all. I can't really say much more. I mean, they're good. But also, I'm gonna have another video coming out. I've got to put it together yet, and it's not, again, it's gonna not have no audio probably. I mean, not much anyway, because it's some pictures my little brother took of bikes and stuff in Sturgis, and some short videos. So it won't be very long, but there's some nice bikes and stuff in there, and he shared them with me, and I'll go ahead and put that together and get those posted, or get that posted. So if y'all are driving, if anybody out here is driving a truck and watching this video, y'all drive safe and watch out for four-wheelers and trucks, because it seems like these days nobody's looking out for anybody else. They're all out for themselves. And if you're riding a bike, chrome rubber down and chrome up, y'all be safe. And no matter who you are, trucker or biker, don't ride or drive faster than your anals can fly. We'll catch you on the next one. Later.